next season. 15th birthday for Nathan White. Dennis White, good to see Dennis in the house.
Good to see you,
doing well,
man.
doing
Good
well.
to see you.
Back for another Thursday at Shane's Rib Shack. Basketball in focus, football in focus, and how about the local basketball in focus, Dennis?
Yeah, local basketball in focus is outstanding. I saw tonight you had one of the up-and-coming premier coaches of high school basketball as well as AAU, Coach Waddell.
Yeah, Coach Waddell coming off of a surgery, had a tumor the size of a baseball around his kidney. Had that removed back in mid-January. Now he's recuperating. Can't coach right now. Has to just kind of watch him. It just had a tumor the size of a baseball taken out.
Wow. What I heard when you asked him how was he recuperating from his health, and that's a serious operation.
Bigger than I thought. That's a large tumor.
We're glad the big man with a big smile is doing well. Coach Waddell is one of those guys that everybody know of.
And, definitely.
And everybody love. And his size is not intimidating. His size is joy. He's always joyful.
Friendly, very
willing
friendly.
to help. Yeah, willing to help. And I even talked to him about some referrals for Nathan for AAU, and he's going to look out for us. And Waddell, and wish him speedy recovery.
Yeah, Josh Hopkins is with that team. I think they call those guys the Court Generals. That's a new team that started last year, and they've got Solomon Smith out of Greensboro Day. They got David Funderburg out of Northwest Cover, the big man. Got several key players in that Court Generals team. Is kind of interesting that Josh Hopkins is with.
Yeah, that name.
I think he's also trying to get Aaron Wiggins on that team out of the Grimsley.
Out of Wiggins, yeah. That name itself solidified a good team with those names that you talked about. And,
how about tomorrow night? Who do you pick in that win over at Smith? You pick Smith or Dudley? It's going to be at Smith.
I have to pick Dudley because Dudley has so many athletes, and once those guys, Coach Seagraves said it best, they are inconsistent. Once they find that consistency, I hope it's not too late. They can be the king of the Ford Metro and really make some noise in the playoffs.
Had a tough battle last night against Southeast. It was, I think, 56-54 Dudley over Southeast Guilford. In overtime, and Southeast is the last team
in the Metro.
Yeah.
That's
wild game last night.
That is what Coach Seagraves was talking about. Some nights they're on top, and some nights they're just playing like they're beginners. And so you and I saw that against the Grimsley game.
Right.
They had a big lead and allowed Grimsley that was shooting very poorly that night. And if Grimsley was shooting anything like they were that percentage-wise in that from the three-point game, from the three-point line in that Page game, Grimsley would have beat them.
Absolutely. It's been an interesting run this year, though, because you got teams coming in. You got Page. They beat Dudley. And then you got, I'm trying to remember all my games now. You got Page, who knocked off Dudley. I think that game was in overtime. Then you've got Southeast. Yeah, Smith beat Page. It was Smith beat Page. That game was in overtime. Then you got Grimsley, who knocked off Page. Then you got Dudley that beat Grimsley. I mean, it's been around that conference.
Yeah, so that conference is almost like the ACC. Everybody's beating up on everybody. There's no really a dominant team because I picked Dudley to win, and the next week they lost. You know, I picked them to win the Ford Metro, and then they lost that following week.
And the girls almost the same way because Page, looking at their business, they beat Southeast Guilford, and Page lost to Dudley. Then Dudley got beat by Southeast in the girls basketball. And then Smith is trying to get in there too. They're trying to mix up because Smith beat Southeast too.
Yeah,
crazy girls.
And Page girls blew Southeast out. You know, so
beat them with 10, yeah.
Over at Page. And
how about those Carolina Panthers? What do you think about the Panthers? They're going to win it all.
The only thing that scared me in this is Denver Broncos have the greatest quarterback of this era. He's leaving, and maybe it's last year. How do he go out? Does he go out on top as a champion?
If I'm on defense of the Panthers, you know how he goes out?
Exactly.
If I'm on defense, he goes out cold. Out cold. We knock him out. Have to. Got to get to that guy.
In football and in any sport, they always want the top player to go out on top.
Oh, yeah, no doubt.
But the Carolina Panthers going to have their work cut out for them because Denver, it really is. You're right about that. So I've got to give the edge to the home team. But the only thing that I'm skeptical about is the Peyton Manning era, how would that end? You know, you and I know this is sports, and how would this thing play out for the Panthers? I wish they was playing somebody else, and not Peyton Manning ready to go out his last year.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a fairy tale ending, or it's going to be a football game. How's this thing going to play?
What do you think about Cam Newton's week coming up to the Super Bowl? Is there too much Cam Newton out there?
Not at all.
Is he being too much of an extrovert? Is he throwing it on too thick on the stage?
Not at all. Cam Newton has revitalized football. He has put something else into quarterback position. He brought a whole new type of. It's no different than
it's like a 6'5" freight train.
Absolutely.
They talk about comparisons like Randall Cunningham. He's beyond. Cunningham was like almost like a missile, and Cam Newton's like a nuclear bomb.
A nuclear bomb. Absolutely.
Like
the whole rocket ship.
Yeah.
And when people talk about Cam's arrogance of celebration during the dab or whatever, everybody have their celebration move. Aaron Rodgers, he have the double check. When Cam Newton do the dab, or he's arrogant, or his dancing, he is a happy. You know, one of the things I look at as a quarterback, when you get sacked, you can't celebrate. But when you score a touchdown, you ought to be able to celebrate, because you are getting hit. You are the biggest target on the field, the quarterback. Everybody's after the quarterback. So when they get a free shot, what they going to do to the quarterback? Nobody's going to shake his hand. You're going to, nobody's going to pick him up with his offensive line. So when you as a quarterback score, you ought to be able to celebrate and have a good time. I think Cam Newton is having the time of his life. He is showing kids that there's fun in football. You look at football today, it's been criticized for concussions, being criticized for all of the guys, pros doing the wrong thing. So Cam Newton is almost the spokesperson of football, saying this is a good sport. It's a family atmosphere sport, and somebody ought to be able to have a bright spot in the NFL. That's Dennis White take on that.
What about, quickly on this, as we get ready to close it out in the 2-minute warning with Dennis, what about you may not have a chance to react on this yet, what about Darryl Brown, the new head coach at Grimsley? That was named today. Darryl Brown, Southern Gopher, new head coach of the Grimsley Whirlies.
His grandfather is not happy because he left the legacy that everybody, that the family,
yeah.
Wow. Well, and
new head coach Grimsley Whirlies, Darryl Brown from Southern Guilford.
I think that's a good move, because now you get to prove yourself. You built the program. That's just like Coach Brunton. You and I talked about leaving while you're on top.
Yeah.
Like Coach Davis, leave while you're on top. Don't have a 3-7 season and try to get a job. It's hard. But if you can go and build a program, that is awesome. And I think Darryl Brown will go over and turn that program. If there's any coach can turn it around, he's young, energetic. But I thought he had so many ties with that Southern gift that you couldn't pry him away.
Interesting is this guy's been in teaching and coaching 15 years. He's got 15 good years left.
And at least he looked like he's 20 years old.
He does.
But I thought that it was so many family ties. And so much.
It's going to be tough to get it's going to be a little tough to get the assistant coaches he wants in there too. You got to make sure all those positions, those teaching positions, become available for those coaches. But he'll be working on getting some good coaches in there too to be his assistants. He's got to build that program. He's got to get it turned around. Yeah,
and if I'd have said to you, Andy, Darryl Brown is going to be heading over to Grimsley, you'd ask me what was I drinking, Paul,
don't go too far. Paul, stick around. Paul, hang close if you will.
Because if I would have said to you, Andy, I would like to select Darryl Brown as the next head coach
Great idea.
at Grimsley Whirly.
I'm still shocked that it happened.
I can't believe
he's due to join us here next Thursday. Trying to get him tonight, but his schedule is busy. He'll be with us here next Thursday to show it. Talk to him about it next week too.
If you would have put $500 on here and said I'd give you 2 guesses, I would have missed it. I would have never guessed Darryl
Anybody
Brown.
but.
Yeah, anybody but Darryl Brown, because he is just, some schools, the allegiance, you are so close, man. And Darryl Brown was the
He grew up in that community from the time he was a baby.
Yeah, wow.
Dennis, see you there tomorrow night.
Good to see you, man.
Happy birthday,
And
Nathan.
also, my pick, Panthers by 7.